All right, so this is Park Hadinskaya Polе, the field of Hadinskaya field. What's up, everybody? This is Egon Russia. I'm a foreigner traveling to Russia, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why you should not come to Russia. Why? Well, here's a few examples. First of all, I come here as a foreigner, so I lived all my life in the West. I lived all my life in the European Union. So I have Russian roots, so I do speak Russian, and I found this place relatively late. This place I mean Russia. And I've been experiencing this Russia and showing to everybody how it is. And there's few reasons why not to travel to Russia. I've done a video why to travel to Russia. I mean, why move to Russia or travel to Russia. And here's the video why you should not travel to Russia. And this is, of course, I've covered this before, but if you're unable to take yourself apart from all the anti-Russian BS that you read in the news, in every outlet, throughout every year, every day, everywhere. So if you actually believe that nonsense about Russia and never even question that, you should not travel here or experience Russia, because you are going to be majorly upset because that BS is not true. You will find a place that is outstanding, ahead of Europe in some places, ideologically, maybe something that you would desire it to be in your country. So if you believe all that nonsense that they say about Russia, you should not actually travel here. You're gonna be so, you're gonna lose a lot of nerves. That's number one. Number two, if you think that Russia is the Soviet Russia that you've seen in the movies depicted as dark, gray, dirty, unsafe, and you want to see that, don't travel here. There is no such thing. Maybe in some regions, in some outback cities, maybe. But usually what I've noticed that these type of places with all the gopniks that you heard from Bold and Bankrupt about, that's more like in the Eastern Europe actually. That Russia will be found in the Eastern Europe. Russia is totally different. Sure, it has these Soviet neighborhoods, Hrushchevkas, Brezhnevkas, all the way, from the 50s upwards, Stalinkas. But those places are not unsafe, dirty, and that's totally different what you expect. Russia, in fact, is just, for example, this neighborhood here. Okay, this is Moscow. People say Moscow is not Russia. Well, Moscow is more advanced for sure, but this is better than I've used to, let's say, in St. Petersburg and some other cities, but it's not like miles away from the development of Russia. Russia's neighborhoods are more and more, taking people into account. You got more, they're colorful. The new buildings especially, they're huge, sure. They're really very big usually. But they're colorful, there are services everywhere, and probably that's more developed than your neighborhood ever in Europe or the Western world. Number three, if you don't like the fact that everything is available in Russia, anything you need is close by, relatively close by or close by, everything is working till late hours, services is there, people, Russian service can be sometimes in some cities a bit rude maybe, but you're gonna get what you need, and if you don't like it, you can always be strict and say stuff, and you're gonna be, things might change, but everything is available. People work hard, people work long hours, so if you don't like that, you shouldn't travel here either. Okay, moving on. Number four, if you think that this is the country that has destroyed its glorious history, and of course a tough history, then you're wrong. Russia respects its history. You have legendary heroes everywhere. You got heroes of the Soviet Union. You got plaques in every corner. Oh, somebody lived here, did his most remarkable work in this building through this and that. You'll see that all around every Russian city, all around, and that's amazing. You see, if you think that Russia has forgotten its most, the unbelievable challenges that they've gone through in the world, Great Patriotic War, World War II, you're wrong. Everywhere, people, that's a thing that people commemorate, remember, and it's the highest, the most important day of that commemoration is, of course, 9th of May, when Russia actually remembers its deeds and shows to the world what they did during the Second World War, liberated Europe, and that is something that Europe is trying to, decade by decade, try to somehow, diminish Russia's importance, Soviet Union's importance. And also, if you think that Russia doesn't remember all of the nowadays post-Soviet countries, you're wrong. You got Ukraine, you got Belarus, you got all of the countries that took part in the battles against the Nazis. They are remembered, and you find different statues and places to remember those heroes. If you think that there is no place to enjoy life in Russia, let's say, like example, this park over here, you're definitely wrong, because this park is something where it's a great example. You can see people enjoying their life, having fun, being social, doing their daily business. So this is definitely one great example. This guy is doing rounds. So this is definitely a place, just for example, that there's places to enjoy, etc. If you don't like this type of stuff, you shouldn't come here. Another thing, if you think that family values and traditional values are long gone as well in Russia, just like in Europe, largely, you should definitely not come. But if you do, you're most welcome. Here, traditional values, what they call nowadays traditional values, is they are just as relevant as before. People value men, women, knowing their differences, celebrating the differences, and if you have a problem with that, don't come here. What else, guys? There's many reasons for you to come to Russia, actually, but I will add this one. If you think that you can come here and lecture people about stuff that you are used to lecture about in your Western country, meaning all that's maybe some LGBTQ propaganda, all that type of stuff, which is, for me personally, I don't care. But I'm talking about countries. Here, that's no place for you to do that. That propaganda is illegal. But if you think that Russians, if there's no same-sex pairs, you're gonna be amazed as well that you see those people just as anywhere. In Moscow, show business is full of them. St. Petersburg. So they're not hiding in places and stuff like in the West, they say. I've seen lots of pairs living their life, showing off, their ideology in a way. And that's totally fine here. But do not propagandize that BS, because it won't go, it's not legal here. But you think you can do that, you shouldn't travel here. But check out my video why you should actually travel here. There's tons of reasons to do that. Most of all, this is a country with so many different opportunities, history, amazing stuff. So you definitely should come here. That's my point, guys, as you probably already guessed it. I travel here and I every time see something more remarkable, more advanced than anything I've seen during my life in the West. So subscribe, push like, join my membership if you wanna, and of course experience Russia, not just Moscow, not just St. Petersburg. I intend to travel the world, because this place has so many treasures in all kinds of levels. All right, my friends, this was a video why not to travel to Russia. There's no, only if you're an idiot, don't travel to Russia. But otherwise, if you're want to see one of the greatest countries in the world, please do. And guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.